Is Sony getting ready for more acquisitions? Insomnia confirms Spider-Man 2 won't have co-op, tons of Final Fantasy XVI news including a new demo, and new Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake rumors appear to confirm it's not PS5 exclusive. All that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. Could Sony be getting ready to combat Microsoft acquisition game in the industry? A new article from Financial Times may be pointing out that. According to them, Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki spoke at a news conference for the company, saying that in order to expand their growth they will need the ability to invest in image sensors and the entertainment business at a completely new level. Sony is then considering a partial sale of its financial division to strengthen investment. Analysts have seen this move as a positive since many didn't agree when Sony bought back in full their financial business in 2020, and investors appear to agree as well as shares rose by over 6% when the news came out on Thursday. Sony's previous acquisition in the entertainment industry include MI Music Publishing for $2.3 billion, Crunchyroll from AT&T for $1.2 billion, and of course Bungie for $3.6 billion. This news, however, has been spun online to fit the console war argument that Sony needs to acquire something to fight the Microsoft Activision acquisition, and that Sony is securing $8 billion for more acquisitions. However, if partially selling their financial division gives them that much cash, it will be for the whole Sony group, not only PlayStation. While Sony could benefit from getting a big publisher, they certainly have shown they don't need one at the moment and are doing just fine acquiring game studios. Expect them to continue doing that. Insomniac had already said Spider-Man 2 was a single-player game and wouldn't have co-op options, but they needed to come back and quickly shut down recent rumors. That was due to a panel that took place over a year ago but was recently posted on YouTube, gathering extra eyes. In the panel, Miles Morales voice actor Naji Jeter replied to a fan question and teased the game had co-op, maybe by mistake. Insomniac then came to the rescue after replying to a fan on Twitter on if the game had co-op, reassuring him it's an epic single-player adventure. That doesn't mean both characters won't be playable. Ever since the first trailer I thought the game was going to be like Batman Arkham Knight, where you could team up with other heroes for combos, or maybe you could even switch mid-game a la GTA 5. Jeter's Q&A session also revealed the symbiote is going to be everywhere, maybe teasing similar invasions from other games. We'll get the answers to some of our questions about Spider-Man 2 later today in the PlayStation Showcase. Bungie and PlayStation Studios have worked some synergy into Destiny 2, and the game will have new costumes based on fan-favorite PlayStation IPs. The new trailer shows the Titan Godsbane armor themed after God of War, Hunters can get the Anointed armor inspired by Horizon, and Warlocks get the Ghost of Tsushima themed Ancestral set. There will be also 3 new finisher moves inspired by each of those games. Besides that, other PlayStation content you can get this season include a Ratchet & Clank emote, plus a Sparrow, Sheep, and Ghost Shell themed after The Last of Us. Season of the Deep has already started in Destiny 2, and these costumes are not only available on PS4 and PS5 but Xbox and PC as well. Sony has announced the Backbone 1 PlayStation Edition is getting a new Android version, and is available now for purchase from the Backbone website. The iOS model was launched in July last year. Remote play is being pushed a lot by Sony recently, and rumors also point out they may be working on a standalone portable device, in addition to these accessories that could release later this year or early next. Moving on, we have several stories around Final Fantasy XVI. Square Enix's new epic RPG is getting praise from the media after the embargo for preview rounds has been lifted. Now you will also be able to try the game for yourself, as Square Enix has said the demo will be coming up soon. It will focus on Clive's younger self and last around 2 to 4 hours. They didn't give a release date, but with the showcase happening today, don't be surprised if they shadow drop it after the event. Or is that not the case, maybe early June. Square Enix has spent close to 6 months polishing the game, and as a result it won't have a day 1 patch like it's usual for many modern games. The news was confirmed by director Hiroshi Takai to Game Informer, who said the team is confident in the build, and both he and producer Naoki Yoshida believe the game should be ready at launch with no extra downloads. Creative Business Unit 3 is not working on a patch, but they will be tracking for bugs and things that could change, so maybe a day to patch? I'm kidding. But it could likely have patches in the next weeks after launch. It's a nice change from the usual, and while patches and downloads can be preloaded, it has become the source of frustration for many, even more if you play physical media. Another thing Final Fantasy XVI won't have is downloadable content or any tie-in such as the Final Fantasy XV movie. This detail also comes as part of Game Informer's all-month-long Final Fantasy XVI content, where director Hiroshi Takai and producer Naoki Yoshida said their priority is to get the game to players' hands and see what they think. Yoshida further explained it's a one-off game, and they are asking players to pay the full price for this experience, so they want to deliver an experience that will match how much they paid, and hope their satisfaction is equal or more than what they paid. The whole team at Creative Business Unit 3 loves the world and would like to return, but they have no idea if people will fall in love with Ballistia, Clive's story and its characters, so they are open to expanding the game through expansions and spin-offs in the future. This would be an exception to the rule for the single-player franchise in more than 10 years, with the most recent 15 and 7 remake both getting DLC expansions, and before that 13, 12 and 10 all got spin-offs. A source of confusion for new players to get into Final Fantasy is often the number at the title, to which producer Naoki Yoshida spoke with GQ magazine about ditching the numbers entirely, given that franchises like God of War have rebooted with no numbers. Yoshida said that's something they have talked about with higher-ups and that maybe it's time to remove them, giving an example that players wonder why they have to play 14 if 16 is out, so why don't they just call it Final Fantasy Online, as it will make it easier to understand. Yoshida concludes that for the next Final Fantasy 17 or 18 it will be a worry for whoever is making that entry and whoever is in charge of the branding. Our last Final Fantasy 16 story has to do with how Sony secured the game's exclusivity, and Game Informer also has the answer from an interview with producer Naoki Yoshida. He said that the team looked at all options, and when they begin development they approach multiple platforms and companies about releasing the game, and as a result they all come back with their offers. Square Enix considered all offers and the PlayStation 1 was the best, also considering their long relationship with other exclusives on Sony's platforms. Despite making the game exclusive limits their audience, from a developer standpoint, limiting development to one system makes it easier for them to optimize and maximize performance. Creative Business Unit 3 also got a lot of help from first party, with Sony's engineers, developers and programmers helping them to reach their creative vision. Into more game rumors, today's showcase is kind of the beginning of Summer Game Fest, even if the kickoff for that happens 2 weeks from now. Host Geoff Keighley has teased what kind of announcements we can expect. In an interview with Epic Games, he said that with these shows, 1 or 2 games kind of make the difference, and as the producer is challenging because sometimes you have those games, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you think you have them and they drop out or change. He estimates they have 3 or 4 things pretty big for the audience, since the event will be held with live attendance this year. What are your hopes for those 3 or 4 games? Share with us in the comments. Geoff Keighley also confirmed and killed one of my PlayStation Showcase predictions, saying that Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay will debut live on stage at the Summer Game Fest on June 8. Recently, creator Ed Boon said in a community chat that the game is not a remake but a reboot. He said it's the beginning of a new universe, it's not the continuation of the Mortal Kombat 11 story, so characters will have completely different roles in this new timeline, and they really wanted to emphasize that with this title. Mortal Kombat 1 will also make a fatality to your PS5 SSD, as per the PC specs requirement revealed by WB Games. On PC the game will require 100 GB minimum, and it's expected to be around the same on console. Granted, there's Kraken compression on PS5, but last time with Jedi Survivor the spec requirement ended up being around the same as PC. A game we're eagerly waiting for rumors to become true later today is Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, but according to Insider Gaming, it won't be a PS5 exclusive. They say that the announcement will be made as a teaser, not a full gameplay trailer, with the game releasing for PS5 besides Xbox Series and PC, but it's unclear if Sony has marketing rights or future DLC exclusivity. This is the game I'm looking forward to the most today, and here's hoping that what they reveal doesn't disappoint. While Metal Gear Solid may not be PS5 exclusive, the next Persona title has been rumored to be. That's according to YouTuber Nate DeHate, who predicted Persona 6 could be launching in 2024 as a PS5 time exclusive, and he's gotten a bunch of Nintendo predictions right recently. If a Persona 6 is indeed coming to PS5 soon, don't expect it to be revealed today, as he didn't imply anything about it. The only Persona game that appears to be getting a reveal soon is Persona 3 Remake on the Microsoft press conference on June 12. Another game that could release in 2024 is Ubisoft's Star Wars game coming from Massive Studio, announced back in 2021. Two sources have told Kotaku the game is targeting a very ambitious current fiscal year as a release date, which puts Star Wars releasing before March 2024. Given that the project has apparently not been doing too well, the game is expected to be delayed into the next fiscal year ending March 2025. Ubisoft is struggling with new releases after betting most of its catalog in live services, plus add to that the pandemic and you get even single-player games like Assassin's Creed Mirage and Prince of Persia being delayed. While delays are ultimately good for these projects, Ubisoft has been left with a very limited catalog for the current and probably next fiscal year, but we'll find out more of what they are working on in the Ubisoft Forward event happening this June. Next, it appears EA is very confident in their first soccer game without a FIFA license after the companies decided to end their partnership with FIFA 23. EA Sports brand vice president David Jackson spoke with the Mirror, saying the split from the organization will allow them to provide further innovations for the game, and that there's a huge amount of energy in their studios all around the world to get after the ambition they have set for the new brand. He further indicated that EA Sports FC is their future vision, and that despite the good job of previous entries and the great relationship they had with FIFA, this was the right time for them to set a new path where they can meet players' expectations through a new platform. They have a huge amount of confidence in what they are going to bring to the market later this year, and continue listing that they will have 19,000 players, 700 teams and 30 leagues in the game, with authenticity being paramount to the experience. It will be interesting to see what a non-branded FIFA soccer game looks like, and we'll know in mid-July when EA does its full reveal. Let's move to upcoming releases. After rumors last week, THQ Nordic, Yuke's and AEW have finally announced AEW Fight Forever will be released on June 29 for all platforms, including PS4 and PS5, priced at $60. And Dead Cells is coming to PS5 alongside the Return to Castlevania expansion this August 11 on both digital and with a physical edition also on PS4 via Merge Games. The standard edition goes for £40 and comes with a reversible cover that brings you back to the PS1 era. Then the Signature Edition priced at £60 gives you a standard copy, unique outer sleeves, an alternative disc soundtrack with 28 original Castlevania tracks reimagined for Dead Cells, 4 pins, an exclusive art book, 5 snapshot photos, a lenticular castle card, 4 postcards, and a special collector's box. It will be in other regions as well, so keep checking your favorite retailers. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Come back on Friday for a new video, but remember to share your thoughts on any of these news in the comments below, like or dislike to let me know your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!